the mirror, I have only one thing to say to myself. You make me sick.
Oh.
Fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, sadly you're right. I have a real problem. Oh, I can imagine what you're thinking right now. Roxy, she's probably thinking, oh, he has a real problem. Denny, he's probably thinking, ooh, he's going to get the hook. I'm looking at Jeremy. After the last couple of speeches, I don't know what Jeremy is thinking right now, but I am not going to have long eye contact with that. So you're probably all thinking, where in the world is he going with this? Here it is, in plain, simple English. I suffer from acute sensory conflict. That's right, I am prone to neural mismatch. You're not with me yet, I can tell. I get seasick. I get motion sickness. And I wasn't always this way. I was surprised many years ago on my first ocean liner trip. I was sitting on that deck as the boat started to leave. I was dizzy with excitement about going to the Bahamas. Then I really started to feel dizzy. Dizzy was joined by queasy. Oh, it's got to be the rum, I thought. I'll just switch to plain Coke. Things didn't go better with Coke. Within a few minutes, Mitchy, Dizzy, and Queasy were below deck singing a three-part harmony to the porcelain. That's when I learned about Dramamine, and that you need to take it before you get it, not after. Dramamine has since then become my trusted friend. But I betrayed that friendship once. I tried what was called an acupressure bracelet.
Oh,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like AccuWeather, right? Our office had planned this great boat trip. We were going on this deep sea fishing trip all together. I was a little worried about getting seasick. But my friend Dave, he came up to me and he said, you know, I found this great thing, and here, I got two of them. Here's one for you, and I got one for me. Oh man, this thing looked fancy, right? I can just imagine the inventor of this. He had such an unparalleled insight into our nervous system to come up with this fancy design. Started out with a sweatband, right? Probably, Denise, you got one of these,
yes,
right? Yeah.
Yes.
And to that, he added a small wooden disc. It was really about the size of a penny. And on that disc, there's a little pressure point that pushes against that nerve. Boy, that sounds really perfect, doesn't it? Yeah, I really thought so at the time. Wisely, I put my faith into this wristband for the first time on a day-long boat cruise. By the time we had just gathered up the big fish, my blind faith in this decayed to doubt. As we headed out to sea, my doubt spiraled down and down and down into deep dismay. We got to our fishing site. They set up the poles. Those lines were thrown into the ocean to catch those fish. I was down below deck throwing my own things. This wonderful acupressure bracelet had rewarded me and my stomach with rebellious repetition.
Oh.
Between episodes, I tried to sleep. I was able to, but it was like a fitful, crazy dream sleep. And one dream, I went up on the deck. I gathered all my happy, unsick friends together. I threw them overboard. I drove that back to that blessed, solid land again. Now, here's the really weird part. This little wooden pressure disc had become a tiny little Pinocchio head. And this pressure point was his nose. I made that Pinocchio lie over and over again so that pressure point would push on those nerves and finally make this stupid wristband finally work. That didn't happen. Yes, it's true. I have a problem. But I've learned to control it. Fellow Toastmasters, there are times when I just say yes and thank you to Dramamine.